shot to Kerrigan. They turn it around. He can't follow up and find Rain. They were close together, but Forrest is still able to swing inside of the site. Nico has it down to a one-on-one with Forrest. The first full gun round. Massive if NIP are able to win this as well. It's a full fourth, well, not a full, but a fourth round loss bonus with no plants. And Nico's going to try and one-up Forrest's position. And it should work. He's staring inside of the site, knowing bomb's down. Nico's behind it. Forrest has to consider. He has it. And Nico finds his third kill in the round. They pull it back after the early boost, but this was a bonus from NIP.
Remember, this is an interesting way to kick off this best of 5. Faze rarely play this map. NIP very comfortable on it. If they can get a good start here, they're going to be in great stead to actually take this to 5 maps.
It's also an interesting approach from Faze as well to just get it out of the way early in some respects.
Yeah.
The fact that it comes in so early, yes, okay, it gives momentum to NIP, which they're going to need. But Faze can turn around, dust it off, and then just play it as if that never existed and try and continue on with the series and presumably go for a 3-0 sweep if the time comes, because that's got to be their ambition. Back-to-back Grand Slam wins if they're able to pull this off. For Faze, Olaf certainly is. He is famous for walking out the B platform and finding entrances. Fnatic used to even rely on it. Want to push. There was a flash inside of it that indicated there was aggression, but there's no further movement from NIP on that side of the map. Instead, focuses back toward, although contention for danger. The drop room should come into the play if they want to continue on down mid.
Nothing really at all for the CTs to hold NIP off at this point. 4 flashbangs, that's it. No AWP to hold the lines. We have got 3 players on the A side of the map, but look at Forrest. He starts to make his approach towards danger. He's got his teammate to back him up as well. Draken will go down, but Forrest should get the refrag here, waiting patiently for Rain to fall back.
And he will now. Forrest, oh, getting it, just barely got him. I thought he was going to look away as he started to move away from it, but Guardian gets the response immediately. They looked like they were going to have Get Right go down drop. They backed off from it after first contact at B, which didn't do much to hold, but now with a 4-player 2-2 split, and no one immediately in rotation, they can isolate the site fast enough. See if they can find refrags. More importantly, if they can find Guardian. Good shot to take down exists. As Get Right continues on, Rez wants to be undetected as long as possible. He has the best chance to set the crossfire.
Yeah, really nice Molotov that. Good teamwork. Alley-oop from Exist there. It's up to Forrest now to find kills towards like backed up by Rez, but Rain! Another Deagle headshot here. Faze coming out swinging with the pistols. They're not allowing NIP to get the match point easily as Kerrigan with another frag with that CZ 4-on-2 situation. Kerrigan starting to come to life. It's all down to Exist. Surely he can't do anything with this situation. Takes one towards the APC. He's got so much work to do here, but he has got time.
They were so timid to walk around the corner, Rez and Forrest. They didn't want to trip over each other's lines. And Olaf gets Exist in the back just when I said the first map was going well for NIP. That certainly does not help. They still have a better friend.
But it will be picked up by Nico.
Yeah, the smoke when it went down actually just gave it to him
Forrest.
essentially. Yeah, walks in carelessly, no flash, nothing, no information. Olaf's got the angle. This brings it back to FaZe Clan's favor, and with Nico getting that AK-47 that they tried to get away from him and smoked off for him, it makes things awkward, very awkward. Olaf's got all 3 as he walk in, and Rez and Get Right go down as well. We're not done. This is going to go into double digits on both sides.
Yeah, NIP starting to crumble these really key points in the game. They have a chance to close it out, and they're facing choke points one by one. Forrest, I have no idea when he's not smoking towards middle, was not using a flashbang, at least having a teammate there for the trade. Draken with a chance there as one player boosts towards middle, but overall he should be going down here, and NIP needed to close it out there. Faze certainly capable of getting back into this game, and the money will be okay for NIP.
Interesting thing, because the desk seemed to think this one was a pretty much foregone conclusion toward Faze, saying 11 rounds required for NIP, but they threw some innovation to the mix, an additional Molotov in the play toward A yesterday, and they're right, they took down SK. This, the pistol round important. Draken backs off as he has to toward the arch. Get Right is the one with the kit this time, so Exist goes battle style and finds, actually not anything. Oh, it's Get Right instead. It's Rain to get all 3 back though, as he baits them out, takes down 2 teammates, but it doesn't matter because now they just have to focus Rez inside of Pit. Good find from Guardian. As Forrest left to do everything he dare, but it's going to be a challenge to get back to the site. Kit down where Get Right fell in front of Library. He's already got that to his name. And he knows there's at least one in the site, but Rain again finds a kill, 4th in the round, and it's 1-0 for Faze.
An absolute brawl to kick things up.
Pulls 1 back. Guardian will try and get the bomb down. Only one directly inside of the site. In fact, positioning from Nico is pretty clever in this situation because he's so far removed, and if they wrap around the arch, as soon as they make noise, he can sneak out from Boiler behind them. Get Right and Rez will be sitting ducks as soon as Rain makes contact. Get Right considers it, but he's already looked away.
Yeah, Nico coming in with the flank here. That's going to shut the round down. Here he comes. He might even have to. It's going to be Rain to find both the kills. 2 versus 1 now. As Draken, no kit available. Have to save the AWP, and it will be 4 rounds in a row for the FaZe clan. After losing the first pick, the nades landing on their face as they try to rush Banana at the very start. They will make their way towards the A side. It's Rain once again, posting big numbers. 3 kills for him. as he made his way out of the apartment. He saw that nice deep smoke at the top of the balcony. Manages to have some focus on the A side. The flashbangs were good. His teammates pushing towards Arch and disallowing Draken any sort of entrance with the AWP. He will save that weapon. In the previous round, Rain holds towards the pit this time. The bomb will be planted successfully, but it's not at the best angle. 3 ninjas on their way through.
And same 3 left alive. This time Exist forced to wait. It was Rez that got 2 after Exist and Get Right went down last round. Exist expecting them to be inside a pit is not wrong in firing a Molotov or throwing incendiary rather toward that position. Rez certainly does have a Molotov. He's picked that up. He'll try and cover the inside of the site. Can't find it. Rez last alive. Suddenly Get Right and Exist found it a crossfire and Rez blinded off. He's still going with the op but can't do anything with it. And another round finally. He's alone as well, so he's already on his horse. Draken's going to join them. It's going to be a straight A hit.
Now gets stuck.
A man down. Get Right tries and finds it actually inside of the smoke once Kerrigan lands. Rain pulls one back, but Forrest in the corner this time. He's given up on Pit. Hasn't been favorable to him in the last 3 rounds. This time, a better position, but he's still traded back. Nico with the kills. Rez again on rotation, and it's down to Guardian, who has to plant default. As Rez runs behind him fast as he dares, slows up just in time because Guardian was ready and waiting. In fact, he's getting impatient, and he wants to be aggressive in the post plants!
Oh!
Guardian, my man! What a shot as he finds Rez, and he goes back for more! He's even quicker against Draken, and that is why he is a legend!
I told you he's just warming up into this grand final. That's why he's considered.
Anyone is forced this time rather than play the pit. He'll hold the apartments, but a much different position as he gets more forward. Rain's crossed over the smoke. That's exactly what Forrest wants to push. He's in between 2. He's in between 2 and somehow finds 1. He may get both. He sees Rain. He can't react fast enough as Guardian takes down Draken as well. It leaves us 3 aside. And they want to go quickly on toward A as a result of the kills. They know that there's going to be less defense inside of the site. There is still 1 man, though, on the corner. Common position, but tough to find. Good find from Get Right. Rain trades that. The trades have been back and forth until now. Finally, an unanswered kill goes away. I say unanswered toward Faze. It's Rez. And he knows that Olaf's in the corner. My goodness, that nade comes so close. 12 HP as he stays alive. He was in mid-20s when it was thrown his direction, and Olaf's trying to play with him, trying to bait out the op shot. Does get 1. But Rez was ready to move immediately because he was hoping that in baiting himself out, he would turn the shot the other way and baiting Olaf out in return.
Surely this doesn't work out. But Rez, it has to be the quick scope. But he can't connect it. It's going to be 11-4 Faze with a clinical half there. The T side of Inferno looking incredibly.
To make contact from Boiler.
Here we go.
Shot from, speaking of that, Rain. Deagle at range. 3 players still on that side as well in quads. We've got to be careful for us if he wants to go back for more. Nade will discourage him.
This is the problem we had on Cobblestone. Every chance they get, there's no trade potential, and it's Nico with another beautiful headshot. Make it 2! And NIP just can't do anything against these pistols. They seem to be so caged. They're so careful, but it's working against them. And Nico, 2 through the smoke, of course. They managed to pick up a rifle. It's up to Draken and Forrest to make this round a possibility. Just hiding right now.
Good luck.
Oh, Olafmeister got them locked in the underpass. Here's 1.
Forrest run away. He knows they're in banana. He'll go. Confirmation from top mid. No one else is there. He's going to be perfectly on their heels. What an unbelievable series of shots from Deagles, and Olaf waits. He knows they're both there. Might as well make it perfect. And he will. Forrest turns around. Guardian has him. What a round. We just talked about the recipe. Well, there you go. There's the results of it. Such pinpoint accuracy.
Otherwise, there was no chance of winning the round. He doesn't do it. Rain, very comfortable kill. They run in. It's just looking clumsy now from NIP. After losing to those pistols, it's all falling apart. They'll rush B to try and get back into this game. It works out for now. Forrest have won, but they're up against Nico. One of the world's best, and he finds a 3-man spray down. Olafmeister chiming in. I think that's it. We're absolutely done on Inferno, and it will be Faze tying up the series. 4 versus 1. Draken, good luck, my friend.
Oh, just as he looks away as well, just to make matters worse. 4 kills for Nico. He had 2 on the Deagle earlier that turned the face. And for all intents and purposes, right off the first, start to work out Brown Halls instead. Puts pressure again toward Olaf. Nico is still close behind the smoke of the E-box. He could get toward Pop Dog for rotation, but straight contact. NIP's in. And it's Olaf, the only man to defend him. Already spotted as well on top tankers, trying to play both angles. Had to, and he manages to at least get a kill. Swings back, great read. Rez goes down as well. Nade's gonna go deep, but Nade's already planted, or bomb's already planted rather, excuse me, as Draken. A great shot to Nico, cuts off part of the rotation. And he's not sold on the shoulder peaks. Further damage done to Kerrigan, but that leaves him alive. He's lagged up onto 9. It means it's easy for Forrest to pick him up, but he's traded back, and it's on to Get Right, who's got a Molotov ready.
They've got no smoke map. This could be massive if Get Right times this well. He's going to deny them the bomb defuse. They're going for it now.
It's early though. I think it's a bit early because Guardian does have a kit, and that'll be extinguished by the time the kit is applicable. And then cut him off. Olaf with the shot, and Guardian gets on it immediately. They just barely had enough time. Olaf. And one smoke on top of the site should allow the plant. Rez goes forward to start things off in this map 4. Good shot from Guardian, takes back Draken. That'll allow Get Right to prepare because Guardian will walk in through Squeaky, but he's not prepared for that shot because he finds a second straight headshot to open up the position to allow rotations. Rez therefore has to continue fighting forward. As Guardian gets in behind, it's Exist to go down, brought in by Rain. Forrest forced off the angle, still has Rez behind him to hold, but they don't have control of window. Good find from Forrest. As he nearly snaps back in time, it's a 1 versus 2, and Rez does not have vision of the bomb. They're on it now. No kit, but it doesn't matter. They get the kill, and they've got time.
Very fast round coming in there from both sides. It's the B commitment from NIP that worked successfully. They get the opening kills.
Job done. They clear the position. They'll go for the safe rotation. They didn't have any information in the front of the bathroom, so they had to go back through construction and rotate around toward Bank and the dumpster, respectively. That's going to Exist position at long because of the absence or lack of presence toward the A site. Kerrigan is still behind the truck. Draken starts off with Rain. Again, he was low, so it's not a large loss in the fact that he already found a kill. And Olaf gets Draken back. The HP, therefore, is still sufficient. Rez, meanwhile, is not. He's down to 4. Good find from Exist over top of the small box. As Olaf finds Forrest once more, Rez is still low. Nico's got an Exist down. Rez now has to clutch it with 4 HP, and Olaf, equally as low, still finds the kill.
Yeah, Olaf Meister waiting for his teammate to rotate through.
Ready forward on the CZ. You're right, this sort of range, massive damage, but not a kill. A kill would have been more desirable because Olaf can still back off and play angles. Nico's tagged considerably. That allows Forrest in on his AK. Now they can start to swarm onto the site as Olaf does get right back though, and again, it wasn't a kill. He could have had him down so soon in the round. Him staying alive has opened up space for Kerrigan, and it's Exist in a 1 versus 4, and he's just got the CZ.
Yeah, I think this is the round done, and potentially the half completely ruined for NIP. This is going to be money down to 0 again. 4 players surviving for Faze. Exist will find an AK-47, but it's just going to be a consolation frag if anything. Double digits coming in. After winning those 2 rounds there, down to a full eco.
Map. As he goes out, he realizes they are getting closer. It's Exist and Rez. Low HP. Both vulnerable and susceptible of going down to Guardian as they'll try and get closer with Rez. He's got to be very careful. It is the AWP. A missed shot would allow them to get the kill, but it's Forrest instead that actually finds it. Nico with spray. Able to get from behind the truck to find Get Right. He's looking for a headshot to Forrest. That goes the other direction, but again a flank from Olaf.
He gets it, the timing once again. Olaf Meister is such a thorn in their side.
He's distracted with Kerrigan. Has to play a safe side on entrance as Rain batters Forrest. He follows Get Right as well. Both of them gone down. It's Draken that has to fight forward at long just to get control, to hold off, and unfortunately he runs out of ammo. He doesn't run any further, and Olaf's gotten in behind him.
Kerrigan was a spot above there, but it's going to be a 5-on-2 situation. Exist will get this kill almost certainly. It's the in-game leaders battling it out in the bathrooms right now. Kerrigan just wants to stay alive here. Low HP, doesn't have to find that kill. The round's already guaranteed and doesn't want to give Exist anything to work with it. This is just a matter of pride at this point, and Exist will go down. Round number 14 goes on the board for the Faze side. NIP have the force buy here. No choice. Everyone all in with the CZs and armor. I think they know this one's over.
Based on timing, this could be a huge problem. Flash will slow them down. He's going to peek on it. They're low enough on HP, but he can't get a single kill. It's Kerrigan that takes the duel with the M4 at range with 100 HP when it started. When it transpired, is Draken in behind the truck. Finds one, follows it up. A chance to go for Nico, but a deagle shot that lands instead. And even though the AK tried to get the spray down, it suddenly falls to just Exist.
He's got nothing really to work with here, but the good news is they are both low HP. He just doesn't know where they are right now. Has to get close to that bomb. Will they let him do it? It looks unlikely. He just will have to check long. That's what Kerrigan's waiting, looking for the execution. Not going to happen. Exist now makes this very possible. Smoking the bomb. It's Nico and CT spawn, but Exist seems to know, but the timing. You're absolutely right. Nothing Exist could do. They just didn't have the information.
Getting him in early on. Maybe that's something we'll see more and more from NIP. Especially after winning an eco. So it's Nico. Speaking of eco, back to the deagle. He'll sit toward the bottom of highway as they do go over the boost. Forrest is the one to peek it out. He can't quite hit the first shot, but don't rule him out yet. He's still got a chance as they get closer as Rez can't hit it. He follows with Draken. He certainly is amazing in this series, and they have taken back middle.
That's unbelievable from Nico. 2 swift 1 digs. This tournament has been ridiculous for the Desert Eagle. What a resurgence. Slowly start to fall back at this point. You can see Olaf Meister getting a more tentative position. try and see what the next move is from NIP. They've got 2 smokes remaining, a Molotov as well. No real map control here. Exist isn't towards A main, but doesn't help them too much. Trying to see if a CT overextends and allows them to pick one up here.
In the hands for Draken. Pull them off inside of the vents. Originally, they had great mid control. They would like to rotate off and go to a more standard formation. They try to get shots through from Forest. Boost on A at the slide gives Nico vision. Vision that will be much to the delight of Nico as they walk his direction. He gets get right over top of Draken, in fact, so 2-man advantage. Quick little bounce flash out of the corner, very typical, very standard. It's traded back, but he does manage to get a further kill, leaving us to just moving on Faze's side because they have no information with those smokes down, including one that was on top of drop. I think that's dissipated at this point, but regardless, they're pushing through bottom middle with Forest to lead the way. Get right's the one with the bomb. Rez and Forest should be the front lines. Second rotation does make it to the site. Rain is not going to peek unless he absolutely has to from Stables. He's so vulnerable behind the wood, but only if they have the information that he's there. As Nico starts to approach the flank as well. Forest inside of the site, spots one. Now that's when Nico approaches. Forest wasn't ready for it. Deagle finds yet another kill. Kerrigan's followed it up. It's suddenly down to Get Right, and he's gone as Rain picks up the CZ from a range.
A team normally celebrated for their resilience in the anti-eco situations. NIP give it up. Rez with his flank, this could be everything. Exist is boosted up. The final moment coming. Can Exist get anything done?
Oh!
He gets the double flank! This is it, it's happening! NIP in the 3 versus 1. Kerrigan, he needs to step up tremendously. Gets 2 kills. Surely he can't pull this one off.
His 2 kills in this round, some of his only in this game. He's been very slow, but he's certainly stepping up. He somehow pulls it back to a 1-on-1. A battle of the in-game leaders as Exist got a double, and Kerrigan has opened up the round. He can run it back. He spots Rez, takes the fight, but doesn't need to. Smarter for him to just get to B and get the bomb down. Why risk it when he can control the play? So a retake in a 1-on-1. Rez with just a kit. No nades between he and Kerrigan for him to pick up additionally, and Kerrigan's going to stay on top of the site without the information. He could go vents, but the flash confirms he's not. Rez will go aggressive. And the young man who has stepped up and carried NIP in this event could carry them to a championship against Kerrigan. Spots, but Kerrigan pulls it back. 4 kills, incredibly, and we continue.